I really don't like having to make these kind of videos, but I feel compelled to when a company that I reviewed a product of theirs comes at me and tells me essentially, change your video because we don't like what you said, or delete it. Like, get rid of the work you put into it. So yesterday, I did a video on the Jmachen Hyperbase R1 mini console thing, the Android console, and I was very harsh. Like, there's no denying it. I was very harsh. As a company who wants to send me a product for review, maybe if you don't like the kind of content I do, or you have certain expectations of, we just want positive reviews, maybe you should vet my channel first and see that I don't just throw out positive reviews just because you send me a product, right? I mean, every once in a while I get comments like, oh, this guy, he only gives positive reviews to things that he gets sent for free. And if you've been around my channel long enough, you would know that's absolutely not true. Bunch of knuckleheads out there, man. But for those of you who've been around for a long time, who've watched my videos, you know, if I buy something, it doesn't mean it's going to get a positive review. Doesn't mean it's going to get a negative review. If I'm sent something for review, doesn't mean it's going to get a positive or a negative. It's just going to be my honest feelings. If I buy something, I don't like justifying my purchase if it's crap and saying it's positive because I'm a grown-ass adult. Like, I don't think that way. Some people do. Some people do. But you ain't getting that here. Now, do I miss things? Sure. Nobody's fucking perfect. But I give my honest thoughts on everything that I share with you guys. And it really irks me when a company like this, I mean, it doesn't irk me too much because just some random company that just, they think they're above criticism, that people shouldn't give them negative reviews. And sometimes, I mean, my videos may be a little more colorful depending on how bad I think something is. Like, I'm going to turn it into a joke. I'm going to crack jokes. I'm going to bust some balls type of thing. But I'm going to give you the goods. I'm going to show you why I dislike something or what I think the problem is. And at the same time, if there's any redeeming factors, I'm going to share that as well. And these mofos, oh my God. So I had a little email conversation with them that started yesterday after like I had my video done, which I didn't have it uploaded at that time. I was like rendering it type of thing. And so this email conversation from them, it started out just pretty much stating, you know, hey, we have a few points that we hope you can show in the video. And it was just basic stuff, like, you know, what the damn thing is called and specs, how many games, that kind of thing, right? And I don't have an issue when a company says, hey, here's some bullet points we would hope that you can share, right? Not an issue. It's when it's misleading or not truthful that it's not going to happen. And I'm not going to share that information. And if you ask me to, I'm going to make it known that you're trying to misrepresent what you're selling through a reviewer. But that wasn't the case here. They just, some basic stuff, right? Then I noticed, and like I said, I was already done with this video. It was just waiting to render, make a thumbnail, that kind of thing. I noticed at the bottom, and I hate when they do this, like lead with this when you first ask me to review something so I could just be upfront with you to begin with that it ain't gonna happen, right? So they state, I would appreciate if you could share the video content with us first when you finish producing. Nobody gets that from me, nobody. Not even your mom, it ain't happening. So my response was, hello, you know, working on the video should be done today. Like I said, it was already done, but it wasn't uploaded yet. But I do not share footage with anyone prior to uploading. Goes against my policies of doing review videos. The points you asked me to share for sure will be present in the video, though. I just left it at that. I was like, I'm not going to make a big stink. Like, I just let them know, like, no, I'm not letting you see the video first. Like, I started to wonder, did they see my previous video I did on their products? Because I didn't know if they knew that I'd already reviewed a product of theirs, and it wasn't the greatest review either. So their response was, hello, we understand that you are an evaluation blogger. And this kind of comes into play later because I saw they posted a comment under like a fake account that they made, right? And they used similar terminology, right? And they state, and you've previously done a review video about the Hyperbase RB2, which was the 2 terabyte hard drive, which is under our brand. We respect your principles, and you don't. You fucking don't. We respect your principles and appreciate you list the points we mentioned. We have great confidence in our consoles. We would like to know what problems you find after evaluating our game consoles so that we can make better improvements in the future. Thanks. So I don't remember if I responded to this after the video was up, but I let them know, like, okay, well, after evaluating it, This is one of my main problems, is that no matter who sells these things, there's no care in making a nicely presented product. I call them ROM dumps. You guys have heard me state this many times, right? I notice you make note on the listing of duplicates of 20,000 or so different region games, but that's not truthful. The setup is not polished. Your lists are not clean. There are way more duplicates than listed and include just extra copies of different versions of ROM dumps, not just different language. So arcade, there are pages, same game. It's not clean. When someone finally makes a clean setup, I will praise it. But unfortunately, yet again, this Hyperbase R1 just isn't that great unless people just want access to a bunch of ROMs without downloading. It's nothing personal, but whoever makes these things may wanted to work on cleaning the game list better so it could be looked at as a better presentation. Just being straight up with you. But normally, like, I'm not going to give you all these criticisms in an email. You send me a product, I review it, it's done. I'm not going to continue, communicating. But this time I was like, I'll just let them know. Like, come on, man. This is what my problem is since you're asking, right? So later, like in the AM, this is where the BS starts falling into place, right? Beyond the earlier BS. They sent an email 12:22 a.m., so well past when the video went live, so they finally watched it. They say, hello, we watched the video you shared, and thank you for pointing out the shortcomings of the product. But at the same time, we hope that you can evaluate our products objectively, and positively. What? You just want a positive? Get out of here. You should have known who you're sending this to. Like, I'm not just going to kiss your ass in hopes that you keep sending me stuff. I care less. I don't care. If you produce something that I think's interesting and I know you're not going to send it to me, I'll buy it to share with my audience. I don't care. But you're asking for being objective and being positive. Like, come on now. Like, were you knocked upside your head? What is wrong with you? They go on to say it's rubbish feels worthless. Now, I guess in so many words, maybe I did say it was rubbish, but I didn't use those exact words. But they felt like, hey, we don't feel your review was fair. And that's fine. If you don't feel my review is fair, make some points to that note. But they really don't, right? If there's a mistake that I made, you can correct that mistake. Let me know. And it's happened before. I've made a mistake and a company lets me, hey, but they go about it the right way. Like, hey, we appreciate the video, but we did notice this one thing that you said that's actually like kind of wrong, and this is why. And if you come at me that way and explain it to me, and then I see like, okay, they're not BSing. It's like I did make a mistake. I'll correct that. And pinned comment, whatever. If I have to do a follow-up video, I will. But like this company, they're not doing anything. They're not sharing why anything I said was wrong. So they go on to say, we operate the Amazon platform, pay more attention to the customer experience. BS you do, right? If somebody buys it and they don't like it, they'll just return it to Amazon. You're not going to help them out. You're gonna ask them to leave a positive 5-star review before you help them out. Like, I know the shenanigans these companies play on Amazon. Like, get out of here. The problems you pointed out are all we are improving and optimizing, not static. Okay, nice. We would like you to change some of your remarks or remove the video. No, it ain't happening. That doesn't happen. That's not going to happen on my channel. You're not gonna like bully me into changing or do it. Like, if I did do that, if I removed the video or I changed my comments, like that speaks ill of me that I don't stand by what I said. Like, you didn't give me anything to correct that I made a mistake on. You're just telling me to change my remarks to make it positive or remove the video. No, get out of here. We serve our clients to update their game listings, which is not indicated in your video. How do you serve the clients to update the game list? Like, you're using Emulec, which is not your software. You're using a bunch of ROMs that are not your games, emulators that are not your emulators. How are you servicing customers with that? I feel like you're full of crap. Like, yeah, you can update the build through Emulec and all that stuff, but like, so there's some special server to go through you and to clean up all the problems that I mentioned that I had? I don't think so. And the control, so like, okay, who cares about that part? Maybe they can update it, whatever. But like, it just seems weird. The one thing I laughed at is, and the controller problem you mentioned. Its material may not really be what you want, but our controller has a vibration motor effect, which can bring a better gaming experience. I'll be honest with you. Like, I used that controller. I'm sure it had rumble in it, but I didn't feel no rumble. Maybe it had it, but it just didn't work. I don't know. Like, it felt like a really light controller. I don't think there was a rumble motor in there. Maybe there was. It was just really small, and it just barely vibrated. But that doesn't, I don't care about rumble. Like, that doesn't make or break a controller. Just because it has rumble or you say it does, what? And they go on to confirm it's really not the best controller. Okay, now we're on the same page. But it's definitely not as cheap as you say or want to burn. Yeah, it's cheaper than what I said. And yeah, your butt hurt because I said I wanted to burn the controller after using it for a couple hours because I absolutely hated it. But I also made note in the video that you don't have to use those controllers. You could use whatever else you want. Plug something else in. They don't ship these things with good controllers. They ship them with the bargain bin, cheap AliExpress crap that like just is mass produced and is not branded. I mentioned that in the video. Use whatever you want. These aren't that great. Whatever. Now, they go on to say, we would appreciate if you could give a positive review of our products. No. If it was positive, then yes, but it wasn't for me. Or show the good points, which deserves praise. Like, you want me to go back and find stuff to say that was good and delete the stuff that I said was bad. You could play NES on there. You could play TurboGrafx 16 without much issue if you use a different controller. There's your positive. You could play some stuff, but that wasn't the point. I made note that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's playable and fine on here, but the overall presentation was lacking. There was no care behind it. It was a ROM dump that is just a mess to go through. That was what my point was. They go on to say, if you feel that our products, services are not worth mentioning, please delete the video. Thanks. Just because I don't feel like your product is the greatest, just because I give it a negative review overall, doesn't mean that I don't feel your product is worth mentioning. I feel that it's worth mentioning because I want people to know, because it's something on Amazon and other people will review it too. Maybe there'll be people who are just as critical as I am. Maybe people who kind of go in the middle. Maybe people who like just praise it for whatever reason. Maybe people who don't notice the same issues as me. Whatever. I provide my content, so if people stumble across it, if they see this product, maybe they could watch my video. If they've watched, like, some people will watch a video and then watch a few others to get more of a wider perspective, to be like, okay, this person gave these positive notes, because everybody reviews a little differently. You know, I'm not saying people are necessarily dishonest. There are some, I'm sure, but if people are giving their honest, you know, review on a product, it may vary between person to person that's reviewing it. They may bring up different points. So I always feel, no matter what, it's worth mentioning your product, if it's like, for whatever reason, positive or negative, because I want my voice to be out there and people to take it for what it's worth. And like I said, I give the substance. I show and explain what I don't like about it. And that was worth it to me. And I'm not going to delete the video. So thanks. Like, it's just not going to happen. I don't get these companies who behave this way. It annoys me because it's fairly common with these companies coming out of China with these products. And it's like, some of these companies do have decent products, but a lot of them, it's just kind of like shovelware emulation devices. Like, they see like, oh, these people love this stuff. They just keep throwing crap out there. Put some care behind it and you'll get better praise. That's all I'm saying. You want to put a Soulja Boy'd up console out there? Do a better job than Soulja Boy, but you're doing a worse job than him. So give me a break. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, I hope I don't have to do another one like this in the future, but every great once in a while, you never know. But there, I hope that gave you some insight to, you know, what goes on here. The Madlittlepixel Institute for Gaming Goodness and Gaming Crap. We have to evaluate everything. Bye.